Well, speaking of education, the Fox News at Night Common Sense Department is stunned by a new national survey that shows only 20% of teachers are very satisfied with their jobs. 2 out of 10 of the people educating your child like what they do. And 1 out of every 3 teachers plans to quit in the next 3 years. That means police officers, villainized every single day, are more satisfied than teachers. One of the biggest factors in teacher unhappiness is not having control of the classroom. Instead of reading, writing, and arithmetic, it's diversity, equity, and inclusion. And instead of dishing out discipline, teachers now cater and coddle. In the Poway School District north of San Diego, they call it, quote, restorative justice that focuses on repairing harm instead of punishing rule breakers. Bottom line, bad or dangerous kids are no longer suspended or expelled. Now they're given, quote, caring connections session. You know, beat up a teacher, do a little meditation. Common sense realizes that most public school students in America can't read or do math at grade level, but they're not dumb. They fully understand we live in a time of 0 consequences. Maybe a paddle to the backside or a ruler to the knuckles is way too much, but does anyone think the answer is caring connections? Let's bring in School Board President of the Chino Valley Unified School District, Sonia Shaw, and President and founder of Parents Defending Education, Nicole Neily. Ladies, thank you for coming on. We appreciate it. Sonia, to you first. I mean, I just think that if you're going to make teachers happy, you have to give them control of the classroom. You have to at least offer some discipline for these kids who are not doing the right thing.
Absolutely, and we had a similar thing happen in our district where we were trying to do this restorative justice stuff, and it didn't work. We had fights break out, and as soon as we took the seat, I took the seat in January, we fixed that. We started to push back, although the state doesn't like that we're suspending and expelling with necessary means. The fight stopped. The kids got the message. Discipline works. We need to make sure that we continue that, because otherwise it's just creating chaos, and our kids can't learn in a chaotic environment.
Yeah, Nicole, your thoughts on this?
It reminds me of Ronald Reagan. You tax what you want less of, and you subsidize what you want more of. We are not taxing bad behavior here. If anything, we're incentivizing it, because we're not teaching children you act out and there are consequences. It's you act out and you go sing Kumbaya with your principal, and there are no consequences. And so is it any surprise that children are acting out? Not whatsoever.
Yeah, we're going back now to Anita Vogel's story. This is the DOJ, the Community Relations Service, or CRS, emailed this to the school board in Roanoke, Virginia, quoting here, CRS is aware of ongoing community tensions in Roanoke County following the release of the new model policies for transgender students. I'd like to connect to see if we might be able to offer support and services as you work to manage conflict within the community related to this. Manage conflict? Why is the DOJ involved in this, Sonia?
Well, why are they involved in anything? I think it's, again, government overreach. I mean, they've been sticking their hands in all these different issues, including our policy lately. It just doesn't make sense. I mean, they can't even do their job and prosecute criminals and send the message, and here we are with our own children.
I mean, they did this before. That's the whole thing, Nicole, is they have done this before. They have been pilloried before for doing this, and they're kind of sneaking back in the game.
I mean, where was this mediation service when Attorney General Merrick Garland sent a memo to the Department of Justice weaponizing the Federal Bureau of Investigations against parents? That letter, the memo by Garland, was sent at the pretext of the National School Board Association's letter. The NSBA has since retracted their letter. The FBI, or the Department of Justice, has not. So the Department of Justice's memo is still in force to this day. So for this agency to claim that it is it is a totally neutral mediator is garbage.
Yeah. Yeah, going down to Alaska now, because Anchorage, Alaska School District, like many others across Alaska, is now allowed to hide gender identity from parents. And FoxNews.com says, quote, the school district also has a confidential form students can fill out that permits them to include both their birth name and preferred name, along with their locker room and bathroom preferences. The form explicitly indicates it will remain confidential, only accessible to those with a legitimate need to know. Apparently, Sonia, the parents don't have a legitimate need to know that their child might be transitioning.
Which I think is absolutely insane. Why wouldn't they? We drop our kids off at school to be educated, not to keep secrets. So it doesn't even make sense, because they're creating another environment that we need to push back on. I mean, why does any parent go and say, oh, I'm going to drop off Susie to go have some weird secret relationship to have with their teacher? Absolutely not.
Nicole, I've got 10 seconds for you. Wrap us up.
We've identified over 1,000 districts across the country with similar policies in place. We have several open court cases in federal courts against this. It's appalling, it's unconstitutional, and it's immoral.
Nicole Neily, Sonia Shah, ladies, thank you both.